Okay, remember in our unboxing, we now have our Epilog Mini 18 here. First thing we did for installation was attach the power cord. Well, there's 4 things you got to do to be all hooked up. You got your power cord that plugs right in here. And then you run it to your outlet. You should have a dedicated outlet for that. But it automatically switches from 110 to 240 VAC. It says it does that all by itself. Okay, so we now got power. And then if you remember, the one piece from inside here was the collar for the vent. It's 4-inch. And then we got 4-inch hose clamp holding an 8-foot length of flexible aluminum duct into the inlet on our blower. More hose clamps. And then we got 3 lengths coming up to the window. I've removed a pane of glass and caulked in a board with the appropriate size hole in it. A little triple flap venter on the outside. We'll see that in a minute. So that's 2 things. The third thing is our compressor for the air assist. It just has that little line. It's just the push-in fittings. And what that does is up on the laser, it comes through here and puts a constant stream of air on the point of the laser where it's cutting the material or engraving, keep you from catching fire. I forgot to turn the compressor on once. Yes, there was a big difference. So that's 3. The final thing is over here again in the back. You have connections for either USB or Ethernet. See, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, so I didn't go that way. I went with USB. There was a few extra steps, and that connects into your computer at a USB port. Okay, so that would be the 4 things you need to do to hook it up. And then you got to install your programs. This was the hardest part for me. But if you follow the steps and are patient, yes, I'm sure most of you will not have a problem doing that. Now let's go outside. Okay, so here we are outside where the vent comes out. You can see I just replaced the window with that piece of plywood. I got 6 washers and screws to help clamp it on this side too. Just keep it all good and strong. I'm going to have somebody turn it on the inside so we'll get an idea what the sound's like out here too. The little louvers, the flaps, so everything's all running good. It's not too loud out here. And then they close all nice and good. And with as cold as it's been, I'm not getting much of nothing in the way of cold back in. Let's go back inside and see this thing work. Okay, here we are back inside at the machine. Now the power switch is located right over by the cord. We're ready to turn it on. And it'll get itself all set. Now, we put the little bullseye on. We're going to check how good this is. And it shows we have a job. What? Huh. I have no clue what that job is. But anyway, so to move this freely, because right now it's not going to let you, you have to go to XYZ off. And to get it to go off, you press go, which now allows you to freely slide your arm and your woohoo. So by hitting this button, it turns on your aim point. Basically, it doesn't come through because I got the target on. We'll have to go there to see where it's hitting. Wow, that looks to be hitting on. Okay. Now the little targety thing fits in very snugly. It took some whoop to get it right in. Okay, so we got that. I'll go ahead and put this back over here for now. Because I was going to change the table, because my little test I have involves us doing a vector cut. The 3 edges are spring-loaded and flip up. And then I remove the vacuum table. You can see how it is. So when the fans are on, it creates a suction to help hold your pieces down. And we'll be putting in the vector cutting table. Tray. And that fits in. You flip the 3 back into place. Now with this also in the XYZ off, with these 2 buttons, you can control the deck. There's a 4-inch vertical work area. Now, I have this piece of 1/8-inch birch that I'm going to do our test on. Slide that squarely in. I'll turn our pointer on, because this is setting where on our sheet we're working from. And when you got it all set, you hit set home, and now that becomes what it considers 0. So I got our little test already set up here. This is on the Corel Draw 17. I showed you that. That's one of the ones I loaded in. So you got your screen with your project on it. And when you're all ready, up in File, you'd go to Print. And on your print screen, you go to your laser engraver, and then you have to set your settings. Now the raster is your engraving. And I know from the past, for what we're doing, we're going to go 60 and 100. The speed will be 18 full power and 500 hertz. Why 500? I really don't understand the hertz parts yet. Now this one will mess you up, sort of. You got to make sure and set your work area to the same size as what it is there, or else you'll get an issue screen right up in there. It would show an issue just because these dimensions don't match these dimensions. So I made sure they're all the same, and it says okay. And then you always check your print preview. I have not done that in the past. And your sheet sizes are off and part of your project's not even printing. So okay, that's good. The settings are good. I hit OK. And there we go. Job 2, the one I sent, test. Now, it's not adjusted yet, and I'm afraid to use the auto adjust for the focus. At the library where I learned to do all this, again, I disabled the XY. I'll bring this piece over more. And then this was inside that duct tube connector. This is for manual focusing. You set that there. And then you use the up down. And you get it right to there. I don't know how to better describe that. See, that's right there. But now I have to reset our home. And then this is where you got to turn on your blower and compressor. Now we'll hear all this sound. Now, blower comes in through here. And you see that's got good suction. Got to make sure that's going, because that comes in through there, across your work area, out those back holes. That clears all your smoke and dust, and pretty important. So we're all set. Here we go. Do not look directly at the laser beam. Okay, I'm going to reset. A lot of times at first, it takes it a moment to warm up. So I wasn't doing that first bit. Just reset, go again. Now once it finishes doing its engraving, it'll then go back and cut it out. And that's where you have smoke if you really had smoke. And there you go. Done in 55 seconds. exactly what's on the screen. And that actually does have a pull on that piece. So again, using our dot, you can set a new home. Go to our same one we already ran that actually worked. Turn the pointer off. Now, as a safety feature, if I lift this, it keeps going, but the laser is not going. There is no active laser when you have the door up. Like I said, we can always just go back, start over, we'll get what we missed. Now the parts we already did will be burned twice as much as the rest. "55 seconds. And there you have it. It works great. Everything you would expect. Everything I've been waiting for. See, unlike their test, I knew the setting I needed to have this kind of work. You do have to mess with it and tweak it a little bit. Thanks for watching.